Greetings everybody, Nick D Virgilio here. In today's video, we're going to replace and upgrade some snare wires. Sometime in the life of your snare drum, no matter what you have, whether it's the most affordable drum in the world or the most expensive, you're going to have to replace and upgrade your snare wires. New snare wires can definitely give your snare a nice, upgraded, fresh, and snappy sound. Over time, snare wires stretch. Think of them like guitar strings. After you turn them on and off at gigs and in studio sessions or just in your practice sessions, they lose some of the life. The snare I have here in front of me is a really beautiful 8-lug Black Beauty 5x14 from Ludwig. Killer snare. The snare wires aren't that old on this drum. We've used this drum a lot in Sweetwater studios. They're looking okay, but I think it's time for a refresher. I have some very nice pure sound snare wires here, and it's going to give this drum a great sound, and it's very easy to install. One thing I do want to mention before I do the install here is it all depends on the throw-off and strainer you have on your particular drum. Every brand is different. This Ludwig throw-off and strainer is very simple. The butt plate is very simple. Same with the throw-off. But the more high end of a drum you have, the more elaborate throw-off and strainer you may have. But the fundamentals of where the snare wires go and how you tighten them down are the same no matter what drum you have. Step one is to remove the old snare wires. So let's go. I'm going to start with the butt plate side. Just loosen the screws. There you go. Now for the throw-off side. This particular throw-off from Ludwig here is really cool because the plastic goes through the throw-off, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Let me loosen it all the way. I can use my fingers now. Take this piece completely off. See what I mean? The plastic goes right through that little piece. Not every throw-off has a system like this, so just make sure you look at what you have when you're doing it. One more thing I'm going to say too, it's at this point, if you want to change your bottom snare head, this is the time to do it. Okay, again, I got pure sound snare wires. This is the blaster version, 14 inches and 20 strands of wire on these snare wires. There's all kinds of different snare wires out there, from 20 strands, 40 strands, little strips of strands. It's worth checking out the differences with your particular snare drum to see what the sound differences are. I'm going to take one side, put the plastic through here, even it out, and then just kind of press it down so it puts a little crease in the plastic and you have an even amount on both sides. Now, most of the time, the snare wires come with the plastic strips like this, but I like to use snare string once in a while too, depending on the drum. You do have to buy that separately. All right, so I'm going to first start with the butt plate side. And I'm going to try to keep these snare wires from not rattling too much so you can hear me talking. I loosened up the butt plate enough to get the plastic strip through. And what I want to do, hopefully you can see it with the above shot here, is I want the snare wires to be totally equal right in the center of the drum head, not going too far in one direction or the other. So as I'm on the butt plate side, I get it right about, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch away from the edge. And I'm just going to tighten it down, and this is going to be just a starting point. This is not the final point. This makes it easy now for me to attach the snare wires on the throw-off side. Same thing, put the plastic strip through and make it even. Line it up and just squeeze it to put a little crease in, and you're good to go there. The way it works with this Ludwig piece is I put this on backwards first. It's a little rounded on one side, so I put the plastic through it and then fold it over. Let me get the screws in there. This will make it a lot easier once I got these screws back in there. It's not going to be fishtailing around on me. Just like that. There you go. Now I can make the final tweaks and adjustments. What you want to do at this point is make sure the throw-off is off so it's at its loosest point, okay? And this is where you want to start from. Hold down the snare wires where you want the position to be. Give a little tug on the plastic and tighten her down. Now go to the other side and make your tweak there. If you have to loosen it back up a little bit, that's okay. So you can pull on the snare wire. Hold it taut. Tighten it down. Just make sure it's tight enough. Don't tighten it too tight because you could break these little lug screws on your butt plate. So be careful with that. Now what I'm gonna do here is loosen it back up here on the throw-off side and just make the little tweak with the tightness of the plastic. Pull it through a little bit more, make it nice and tight, and give it one squeeze back down. Now you should be pretty good to go. It's pretty tight. They look even on both sides. If it's not even, you might have to adjust a little bit, loosen it back up on the butt plate side. Do it a couple of times. Doesn't really take too long, but it's worth it to get it nice and even on both sides. Tighten it down and you're good to go. There you go. Brand new, upgraded snare wires. And there you go. It's totally worth it to upgrade and change out your snare wires when you want to give your drum some new life and some new snap. If you want any more information about Pure Sound snare wires or any other snare wire we sell here at Sweetwater, just contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click right here for more videos just like this one, or go to sweetwater.com for all your music, instrument, and pro audio needs.